What's going on? Born for Sports. Welcome back to the OG Knicks fan show. Salute the Knicks Nation. And for those that are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Well, let's do it. The New York Knicks with a pretty good rocking chair win against an undermanned Philadelphia 76ers team, man. Now, listen, we're not going to get crazy. We did what we supposed to do. Knicks got a lot of injuries out there tonight, but they got the job done. Basically, a rocking chair game in the second half for the most part. So, hey, good start to the game. They came out firing and just kind of just kind of kept going on and just getting through the game. As we had a lot of players out tonight. Cat missed tonight's game with some knee soreness. We'll see if he plays tomorrow, as it is the first game of a back-to-back. And we'll get to that later in the show. But Cat missed the game. We all know the deal with Brunson. Brunson is starting to ramp up, get back together, get ready to come back soon, hopefully. Knicks were basically without Cat and 3 point guards tonight. No Campaign. No Deuce McBride, and no Brunson, and also no Cat at center. So the Knicks went out there and they still beat a tanking, terrible, undermanned Sixers squad 105-91 to now officially be 48-27 and are very close to getting back-to-back 50-win seasons. And that has not happened in a long time at Madison Square Garden. So, Knicks got the job done. It wasn't really a pretty game to watch, that's for sure. Knicks were undermanned for a reason, but they went and did what they had to do. But it wasn't a pretty game to watch, man. The Sixers are terrible. They were bad shooting. Knicks came out with a 35-26 first quarter lead. And then look back. They never gave up the lead. It was just straight up ugly rock and tear type-ish game, But in the second half, the Sixers came out with a little energy and won the third quarter with a 28-21 advantage. But Knicks quickly put the game away after that. But we're going to talk a little bit about the games. We get to the chats. Yo, what's going on, Corey? Shout out to Corey Santos. Mr. BK Net says, why y'all got PJ Tucker for? Well, listen, in my opinion, from what it looks like, PJ Tucker is not to play a minute of basketball on this team. I think they brought him in to just kind of be a presence in the locker room for this squad, especially with the injuries that hit with no Brunson. And, they just got him there to help out the young players, keep the veteran players focused. I've noticed a change in Mikal Bridges' demeanor and OG and Anunoby's demeanor for the most part since Mr. Brunson got injured and Tucker came on the team. So, he's a veteran player, man. He's at the end of the road, man. He ain't there. He's not there to get no minutes or nothing like that. He's there to help out the team and, be that presence in the locker room, that dog mentality that the team, maybe organization feels like the team needs in that locker room, quite frankly, man, especially without our captain, So, hey, I'm not even mad about it, He's having an impact. So, whatever he's given in that locker room, they obviously feel like it's important because they sign him for the rest of the year. So I'm not even mad, man. I'm not even mad. PJ, you need some of those vets that's going to get these guys focused, especially when injuries have hit this team the way it's hit the last 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to PJ Tucker doing what he do, man. I'm not even mad about it. I really am. I'm really not. I like what he's helping doing in the locker room. And if you see him in the game is out of hand. You know what I'm saying? He's basically what Taj Gibson is right now for the team last year when Taj Gibson was at the end of the bench and would come out and be a leader on the bench and in the locker room. But when he's in the game's out of hand. You don't want to see him with major minutes. And eventually they released him. But hey, it is what it is. But shout out to BJ Tucker, man. Hopefully his impact will be seen more often, in that locker room. But I want to talk about this game real quick. Player of the game, OG Anunoby, man. And as I mentioned, this man has turned a different kind of player. And I don't mean player as in his skill set, because he's always had the Kawhi vibes, man. He's always had the Kawhi vibes, man. He's always had. People laugh at, some people I know, you can't compare to Kawhi. No. You got to compare the skill set. We're talking about the skill set, the 3-and-D, the defense. You know what I'm saying? His mid-range has improved. His three-point shooting has improved now. And he has shown that without the captain, he has taken the role of the number one scorer to help out Cat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Mikal Bridges has been great too as well. I don't want to. Now I know Mikal had an off game tonight. It's been a while since he had an off game, but he's really stepped up as well since Brunson has gone down to help Cat out. And the most consistent player, in my opinion, since Brunson went down has been OG. I mean, is there anyone out there that still thinks this man is not worth the contract he got? I'm sorry. If you don't see what he's worth, then you ain't paying attention or you don't watch the Knicks. It's as simple as that. The defense that he brings, the three-point shooting, the scoring ability. It's always been about health for OG. It's always been that. And for the most part, knock on wood, he has done that. And you know what? Ever since Brunson went down, I have seen a different player. I've seen a dog. Straight up. He's been that guy on that court, man. He's doing everything the Knicks need him to do, man. And another 27-point game, bro. 27 points, 5 rebounds. He's up for player of the week from what I saw yesterday, and well-deserved. Shout out to OG Anunoby continuing his pace. Now, again, this is the Sixers tonight, but it's not about what he's doing against the Sixers. It's about what he's been doing consistently night in and night out since Brunson has gone down. These players on this team have stepped up. We're going to get to some players on this team, some unsung heroes of this team that's really stepped up in Brunson's place to help the team navigate the waters, man, until our guys get healthy. OG has been that guy, and it's time that people recognize that, man. He really has been. I'm telling you. And if we get this version of him in the playoffs when Brunson gets back, consistently get this, oh, man, it's going to really be a good thing for this team going forward. Because early in the season, when the Knicks offense was clicking, this is the OG we was getting all the time. All the time. Then he got a little banged up for like a week or two, and then he came back, and now finally he's hitting his stride back. And he has really stepped it up and answered the call with our captain now. Shout out to OG Anunoby. Clip checking in. What's goody, bro? What's going on? Checking in. Shout out to Clip, as always, showing the channel love, showing it all the time. Yeah, man, it was a good win tonight. An expected win. And it's good to see, man. It's good to see. Yes, the Knicks kind of took a nap in that third quarter. Seemed like they were just like, hey, man, let's just get through this game and just not get injured. And then once they challenged them a bit, they said, all right, that's it. Let's put it away. So shout out to the Knicks tonight doing that, man. Pops checking in. What's good, Pops? How you doing tonight? You are absolutely right about OG. Health is a concern. Yeah, of course. It's always about that, Pop. It's always about that, Pops. It's when it comes to OG, it's always about his health. And now you see that he's healthy after he got paid. After he got paid, He has had a career high in just about every category in his bag. Every category. You go to it, he's at a career high, and look how many games he's played. So all I'm trying to do is get him to the playoffs, and let's see what happens. Because if we get this version with the captain coming back, and hopefully Cat will be all right with his issues, and his team gets back whole again, you know what? It could be a little bit of a thing. It could be a little bit of the thing of a run that we expect them to do. You know, it's all, to me, when this team is healthy, it's all about the bench. It's about the bench production. It's not about the starters. The starters are amongst, that starting lineup is amongst the best in the league. It's about what the bench gives us and the health of this team. So let's see if it goes that way. So far, so good. Original Captain Eric checking in. Shout out to Eric. What's goody, bro? Brunson being out seems like a blessing in disguise, and I'm so glad you said that, my brother, because I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a little bit too as well, man. It could have been a blessing in disguise because, you know, quite frankly, there was a lull during the season, as they call the dog days of the NBA season, where, you know what, it just wasn't being consistent. You know, they were dropping games they shouldn't have dropped. And it was just like, man, you know, they're better than that. And, you know, the bench comes in and it's just like, who? I mean, what are we doing out here? Who is this shooting these bricks? Shaman, all these guys not doing the job. Well, you know what? Now that the captain has been out, and obviously you don't want that. We want our guy ready and right because he's one of the best players in basketball. But it gave these guys some second breath, and maybe it challenged them as men. It challenged them as stars in their own right to say, you know what, we're better than this. We got to hold it down while Cap is out. We got enough talent to still be a formidable team. You know what I'm saying? Now, against those elite teams, we need all our guys in. We do. We need all our guys in. You know, we can't possibly, you know, go into the playoffs without the captain, without 3-point guards. You know what I mean? Without Cap. We can't do that. Obviously, when the good teams still need their players to be there, especially the way this team is built. But hey, it is giving the confidence to Mikal Bridges. Look at how good Mikal Bridges has been. He's been more consistent since Brunson went out. And if anyone doesn't see that, then you're just fooling yourselves. You're just saying, you know what? If you're a Knicks fan not seeing it, then you're just like, I don't like Mikal. That's it. You don't like the trade that much. You won't even give the guy credit. If you're a Knicks fan, you're just hating and not paying attention. You're just looking at stuff. And obviously, that Knicks fan side of things has been pretty quiet. So that just goes to show you, Mikal has really stepped up in Brunson's place. But OG as well. OG has been the most consistent player. He has earned his money. And that's what you expect. When somebody goes down, the next star has to step up. And he has done that. He has definitely done that and then some. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You know? Cliff also says, laughing my ass out loud at the door, Cliff. Jorge, you're still the king of memes and gifts. You already know, baby. You know I gotta bring the bag to the shows, man. I gotta do it, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to the boy Cliff, man, for real. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I gotta do what I do, man. And I'm a little happy about this game tonight, too. Also, Cliff says another bum night. We needed one with all the back-to-backs coming up. Yeah, I mean, it's just it is just amazing. It's amazing how many back-to-back, shitty back-to-back situations the Knicks have. It's always they play a team and then they got to play one of the elite teams right on the second game of back-to-back. We can't play them on the first game of the back-to-back at least. They always give us the second one in the back-to-back. It's ridiculous. I hate that ish, man. I really do. It's so annoying, bro. It's like, whatever. I'm just like, get me to the playoffs, man. Just get me to the playoffs, man. But I want to also mention the unsung hero tonight, Mitchell Robinson, man. 14 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal tonight, man. And let me tell y'all something. Mitch, little by little, has been coming on a bit. He's been coming on a bit. You know, I'm actually happy with the way they have handled him. They are not forcing him. You know, they are gradually getting his minutes up and also not forcing him on back-to-backs. I hope that they actually stick to the script and do not play him tomorrow night. I don't even want to take a chance with that. And tonight, in Cat's absence, he did what you expect him to do, especially against a less formidable team. 14 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks. This looked like the healthy version of Mitch again. The healthy version of Mitch. And listen, if you know me, guys, and you know me on the show and off the show, you know Mitchell Robinson is the player that drives me crazy on this roster because of his lack of health. I mean, people want to talk about OG health. This guy can't take a shower without getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating because you know what he can do on the defensive end of the basketball court with the rebounding and stuff. He's not going to give you great production on offense, but he's not really there for that anyway. He's there to defend and rebound. He's one of the top offensive rebounders in basketball. And, man, if we can get the old Mitch back, healthy Mitch version back, and you get a healthy Cat, man. I mean, that's goosebumps for me. That's goosebumps for me, and should be goosebumps for every Knicks fan, especially heading into the playoffs against those elite teams, man. Like, you're going to need Mitch against Boston, and you're damn sure going to need Mitch against Cleveland because of the size that they have and skill set and physicality that Cleveland plays. So you're going to need that. So, listen, shout out to Mitchell Robinson, man. He really is doing his thing, man. He really is doing his thing. And let's just hope he continues this, man. Let's hope he continues this. Original captain also is Eric says Delon Wright has been solid on the low key. Bro, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it. We're going to get to that. And I also want to showcase that comment. Mitch rim protection was missed all year. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Listen, Cat is an all-NBA caliber player, but it's mostly for rebounding and offense. Defense is not his strong point. He can block some shots, Cat, but he's not the rim protector and defender that Mitchell Robinson is there to be. You know what I'm saying? He's just not. And, you know, and Cat gets into foul trouble, and it really takes him out of the game sometimes, and we got to protect him. We just got to protect him. We got to accept who he is on defense. You know, he's there he can rim protect, but he's not a guy you're going to count on that. So Mitch rim protection, like you said, it's been missed all year, and it's good to see. Like I said, knock on wood, a healthy Mitch is starting to gain that form, and if it's going to be huge if we get him right for the playoffs, man. It's going to be huge. You saw the production he gave us when he was healthy against Philly with Embiid and stuff, and then before he got injured and he ruined the rest of the playoff run. Excuse me. If we can get him right, get him through the first round, get him to the, you know, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal, man. So let's see what happens. But I'm glad you mentioned Delon Wright. We're going to get to that right now because I got to give him. I got to give this man respect, man. Delon Wright, okay. Delon Wright with a good game tonight. He 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3-point guards have been missing from the roster for a lot of time now for the past week. And since he has gotten the call. Now, listen, when we got him during the buyout market period, we kind of like what, you know, or with a trade market, I should say, we kind of was like, whatever. You know, Delon Wright, okay, fine. He's a body. He defends. If we know who he is, he defends. Well, fine. But you know what? If we have to play him, we're in trouble. Well, it quite conceivably could have been in trouble, but he has had a solid, low-key contribution to the team. And that's what good teams need to do. They got to have some guys that got to bring their game up a notch when it's needed. And he's done a solid job, man. Now, the numbers are not going to wow you. That's not what he's there for. But he's played good defense. Okay, he's played good defense, all right, especially on ball with penetration. He's played very good defense on ball, and he has shown he can hit that. He can hit that three. He can hit that corner three. He's distributed as well. He is not. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100 on top of a buck. He has been a better distributor than Cam Payne has been all season. Let's be honest. I mean, let's not fool ourselves here. Cam Payne he's an erratic player. When his shot is on, he contributes and he can play pesky defense. That's when it's on. But it's like I said, it's when his shot is on, and it's not consistent enough. And sometimes he's just out there chucking shots, and it drives me nuts. I can't have my point guard doing that, especially if your name's not Jalen Brunson. You know, I need you to be a distributor. Delon Wright has shown a more willingness to distribute, as well as Tyler Kolek, but we'll get to that in a second also. But shout out to Delon Wright, man. He has really contributed and stepped up in the absence of the injuries at the point guard position. So I'm glad you brought that up, Eric, because I was actually going to talk about that tonight, and I got to give him respect on that, man. Listen, if we can get those kind of contributions, maybe that gives Tibbs something to think about when it's time to set that playoff roster. Maybe it gives them something to think about. I'm just saying. Cam Payne probably lost his minutes. Yeah. I mean, Cam, Cam has his moments, but it's not enough. And we need him to be consistent with distribution, especially with the second unit. Listen, we know our second unit is already a challenge group, but we also need guys to play within the offense and within the system and not just coming down the court looking to chuck a three every minute. And it seems to me there are 2 point guards besides Deuce, who's also injured, which is another factor we have to keep in mind as well. Deuce's contribution is always big for the bench, but listen, at the end of the day, we have to also take into the consideration Cam Payne doesn't run the offense, and we actually got, in these 3 point guards being absent, 2 distributors doing a better job than him. Let's talk about my guy Tyler Kolek, who's just racking up assists every time I see this kid in the game. And I keep saying it. Tibbs needs to play him, and that's my issue with Tibbs. He doesn't trust his young players enough. That's really been my biggest gripe with Tibbs. It's not that he can't coach, because we know he's a good coach. It's just he's stubborn in his ways with certain things, especially with his young players. You cannot tell me Tyler Kolek, you just found out that he can do what he's doing right now. Okay? He is an asset to help this second unit. Another 7-assist game. I mean, 7.7 assists, 4 rebounds. A solid contribution tonight. And again, I know it's the Sixers, an undermanned, shitty Sixers team right now that they have on the roster. But it still isn't just today. He has racked up 7 assists, 8 assists, 9 assists. Basically, every time he's in the game, he's not even playing a lot of minutes. Play Tyler Kolek, Tibbs. Play him. He can contribute, and he is showing a willingness to get players involved on the second unit, man. On the second unit. We need that. Now, I'd rather watch this kid do that and, have some gaps on defense because, all right, we know he's not a strong defender, but it doesn't mean he can't grow into that or see if he can grow into that and also still make a positive impact on the game. This kid makes a positive impact on the game, regardless or not if his defense isn't great. I'm sorry. You got to play him. He's a willingness distributor. You have to use him. And he's showing it since the 3 point guards have been out, especially our captain, that he is capable of doing it. It's time for Tibbs to recognize that. And when I see Brunson come back, and when I see Cam Payne come back and Deuce come back, I want to see this kid play. I want to see him get some minutes, man. I need to see it. I need to see it because the second unit looks a lot better when I see him running point. I'm sorry. It just does. It's time to recognize that, Tibbs. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Knicks offense tonight was 12 of 30 from 3, and their largest lead was 23. Like I said, it was a rocking chair game. You know, they took a nap in that third quarter, 28-21. They were outscored, but in the fourth quarter, they took care of business and they ran away with it. And then when the game was out of reach, the garbage time minute points came. So it really wasn't as close as the 14-point end of result. But Knicks offense was good from 3. They didn't really shoot that well from 2. And that's mostly because Mikal just didn't have a great shooting night tonight. Mikal, he had 14 points, tonight, but he only shot 6 of 16, which is kind of not his thing. He actually started the game 1 for 11, so he improved in the second half, but he didn't take a lot of shots. So, the Knicks didn't really shoot a high percentage tonight overall, but they made their threes. So we'll take that. Also, I got to talk about this. And this is, because one thing about this channel, folks, one thing about your boy Jorge for Born for Sports is I'm going to tell it how it is, whether it's good or bad. I'm going to admit when a player plays well, and you for damn sure know I'm going to talk about it if he ain't going to do his job. Landry Shamet tonight, 20 points tonight. 20 points, man. And it was an efficient 7 of 12 from the field. Okay, he was 7 of 12 from the field. And I'm like, wait a minute now. 7 of 12 from the field, 20 points. What? Damn! Where did that come from? He's been killing me watching him this season. He has been killing me slowly. Every game he comes in the game, I'm driving myself crazy. I'm like, yo, man, what? Why is he doing? What is going on?
This guy stinks.
And now tonight, and let's be fair, he's actually found his jump shot the past week all of a sudden, and he's hitting his threes. So I got to give credit to Landry Shamet. You've been a bum all year, but this past week, you're showing that you might be actually coming out of it in a nick of time, pun intended. Shout out to Landry Shamet, man. I gotta admit it, man. Cliff says, Tom Thibodeau moved into third place all time and wins as Knicks coach. Tibbs highs can be loud tonight. Tibbs haters is going to lay low. He leaves much to be desired, yeah, but he's the right guy for now. Yeah. And I'm definitely going to touch on that. We got to give respect on that. I thought it was fourth all time, but if it's third, I'll fact check that. But yes, he is in the top 4 all-time Knicks coaching win list. He passed Pat Riley. So listen, anytime you can pass Pat Riley. Anytime you can pass Pat Riley on a list like that, yes, sir. I don't care who you are. Screw Pat Riley. Shout out to Tibbs passing him, man. Let's give him some love on that. Yes, sir. Let's give him some love, man. Listen, we all know Tibbs is stubborn. That's the issue with Tibbs. Man. It's not that he's a good coach. It's he's stubborn in his ways to make adjustments to the style of coaching that he has when it's needed. When it's working, you're not going to hear me complain. But the good coaches are the good coaches for what they do. The great coaches, they're the ones that can make those adjustments to whatever team and situation they need, whether it's in game, in season. They know when to pivot. And sometimes Tibbs is too stubborn to do it. It might not be that he's not capable. It might not be that. For now, in my opinion, it's just he doesn't like to, and he's stubborn. And that's the issue. That's his issue. He's got to play his young players. That's my issue for me. You know, the minutes thing is subjective. For now, my whole thing is I need to see him take guys out when the game's out of hand when he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And I can't see you playing 7, 8 guys on a back-to-back. I can't see shit like that. That pisses me off. It's hard to defend that, to be honest. And I won't. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, hey, he's got to be able to make those adjustments. He's got to be able to make those adjustments. You know what I'm saying? So let's hope that he gets it in time because, hey, we don't dispute he's a good coach, but it still remains to be seen if he's a championship caliber coach. And sooner or later, we got to stop just adding players here and there and stick with a nucleus to build chemistry for years to come. And then you gotta recognize, is he the right guy to take us to the next level? He has us at a good level, but is he the right guy going to the next level, which is for the championships? That's what we have to figure out. Hopefully we'll get a better answer come the playoffs this year. You know, so that is what it is. The Kolick Shaman combo been working. Yes, it has, bro. It has been working. No doubt about it. It has been working especially the past week. And and Delon Wright as well. You know, and Delon Wright as well. We got to give respect to that. Like I said, when we saw Delon Wright get at it, and now look, he stepped up and he's earned minutes. And in my opinion, if this continues, this is something Tibbs has, and Kolick as well with his play. This is something that Tibbs is going to have to consider when the playoff rosters have to be set, man. It is what it is. You just have to, because I'm not for watching Campaign coming down the court and chucking shots on all day, clanking up threes and turning an 8-0 run in our behalf into a 12-0 run on the other end. I'm not with that, because in the playoffs, every possession matters, man. Every possession matters, especially with momentum. And if the second unit is going to be effective, okay, and it's going to give our start, because that's the thing. The second unit has to be productive, but they don't have to dominate. They don't. They just don't. The Knicks are not built for that this year. Not this year. Maybe in the summer when they make some tweaks to the bench, then we can start talking like that. But this current team, is not about the bench dominating. It's about the bench being productive while they give our starters a break to get back in, because our starting five is amongst the best in basketball. So you can't have them just come in the game and just give up leads all the time. That's too much pressure on your starting lineup to be perfect. Okay? And then you know what's going to happen. Tibbs is not going to trust the second unit, and then he's going to start playing 8-man rotation. Do y'all really want to see that in the playoffs? An 8-man rotation with our guys tripping on their tongues in the fourth quarter against teams like Milwaukee, which it looks like is going to be our first round opponent. Boston in the second round, or dare I say Cleveland. I don't. So this is something he has to take in consideration. And that kid, Kolick, he's playing well. I need him to get minutes, even when Campaign gets back. Straight up like that. That's the way I feel about it. Cliff also says, I wish he would find that balance between developing young players while also trying to win games. The stubbornness is a problem, but I still like him as a coach. I like him as a coach too. I do, bro. I do. You know, I've defended Tibbs. I've been on the camp of, listen, look at the kind of coaches we've had for the past 20 years. Tibbs is by far a head above shoulders than they are. And you know what? He's as much responsible as anything as Leon Rose, especially Leon Rose. But he has been a big part of having this franchise turn around. It is the truth. No matter what we feel about Tibbs, we can't take that from him. The question now is, can he adjust his stubbornness ways and develop his young players so that way we can actually be comfortable with him as the coach to take us to the next level. And the next level is what? Title contender, title championship contender year after year. We're on the way. We're on the way. Now we got to see. We're basically on fine tuning right now because this is the core. This is going to be mostly the core, and minus a tweak or two. Hey, the bench will be improved in the summer. There's no doubt about it. But this is our core now. So we got to see. We just have to. I respected McCall calling out Tibbs. Nobody has said anything. Seems like Tibbs received the message. Yeah, and I said it. And I'm going to be honest, bro. Eric, listen, I wasn't thrilled that he made it public. I wasn't thrilled about that. I just felt like you had to keep that in-house. You had to keep that in-house. But he responded. McCall has responded in a big way since, and Tibbs has made some adjustments. He's starting to play those bench guys. The Dylan Wrights out of nowhere, the Koliks now. So, maybe out of necessity, he has no choice. He's been playing them, but he has. And the team has responded since he did that public. And now that I see, I'm the type of person, I'm about production, man. You say what you're going to say. Public like that, I might not like it at the moment, but you better bet your ass. You better back that shit up. And he has backed that shit up. The team has backed it up. Okay. And it makes me think maybe they have been behind the scenes trying to handle it like that with Tibbs. And Tibbs just wasn't listening. And it goes back to the stubbornness we're talking about. Maybe McCall felt like, hey, I'll take it on the chin for you guys. I'll speak up on your behalf. I'll take it on the chin. I'll take the heat. And I'll sacrifice, taking those shots. But the message isn't going through. Maybe we got to try a different approach. And, hey, it's worked. So, hey, I wasn't thrilled with it at first, but shout out to Mikal Bridges because the team is responding and Tibbs is adjusted. So let's see if let's see if it stays that way once the guys get back. That's going to be the key. That's going to be whether we know he's finally gotten it and it's sinking in that maybe I need to adjust what the heck I'm doing right here. We'll see soon. You know what I mean? Definitely. So, like we said, we're going to shout out Tibbs on that for moving to fourth place on the all-time list and passing Pat Riley. So, shout out to that. Shout out to that. And, we got to give him respect on that. Not a lot of good Knicks coaches in this tenure the last 20 to 25 years, man. It just has. Since Van Gundy left, it's been a shit show. Let's be honest. It's been a shit show. It's been a revolving door, constant revolving door, man. So, hey, shout out to Tibbs on that. Keep up the good work. Let's just get the right Tibbs let's get this Tibbs version come playoff time. That's all I ask, man. That's going to wrap up tonight's show. Before we go, next game will be tomorrow night at Cleveland. Well, here we go again. Here we go again against an elite team and on a back-to-back second game. Thank you, NBA. Thanks a lot. Now, I know, NBA, you didn't know we were going to have these kind of injuries right now. But, again, the back-to-back stuff, it just seems like this year the Knicks are just they're taking it in the chin every time with the right hook and the left jab when it comes to these back-to-backs. So, listen, I'm going to be honest. I want to see the team compete. Am I expecting a win tomorrow night? No. And it's not a defeated mentality. It's just of the circumstance of how this Knicks team has operated this season on back-to-backs. They're severely undermanned. I don't think, first of all, we're going to be without 3 point guards tomorrow night. The captain, McBride, and Campaign most likely. Okay? That's number one. Cat is to remain to be seen. Let's see if he even gets to play. If he didn't play tonight, it's still up in the air whether he'll be available tomorrow night. Mitchell Robinson, they haven't given him the green light on back-to-backs yet this season since returning. And honestly, they shouldn't do it this time either. They shouldn't. this game really doesn't do anything for the standings. They're going full steam ahead to the 3rd seed right now. It's about getting healthy for the rest of the playoffs. So at the end of the day, just compete. Just compete. Don't get embarrassed. At least hang in the game. Give it a game. Don't get killed by 30 points tomorrow night is all I ask. You know what I'm saying? I just want this Knicks team to be healthy at this point. We're reaching the dog days of the rest of the season. What do we got? Like 9 games left, 8 games? Let me check the schedule right quick. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 games left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 games left. Hey, honestly, this really doesn't do much to really help the Knicks standing situation. So I just want this team healthy for the playoffs for the first round. That's all I'm thinking. So if guys got to sit, they got to sit. Just compete, battle, and go from there. Because even if the Knicks win this game tomorrow night, what are everyone going to say anyway? They're going to say, oh, well, it's at the end of the season. The Cavs don't care. They got the number 1 seed locked up. They're gonna diminish it anyway. They're going to say, or they'll come up with some fugazi BS to discredit it anyway. So if they lose another game to them, it is what it is. Just compete, play hard. That's all I ask. That's all I ask, man. Continue to build. That's it. Stay healthy for the playoffs, man. That's where my mentality is with it. Cliff with the last couple of comments tonight. Do you think there are similarities in coaching with Thibodeau and Tom Coughlin, in that the latter eventually had to lighten up and change his approach a bit for the team? You know what? I think that's a great comparison. Speaking as a Giant fan, I think that's a good comparison that you make right there. I really do, because it's not totally the same, but the circumstances are the same. As the story goes, Coughlin, we all know, was a freaking drill sergeant when he got to the Giants. He was like that in Boston College. In college, he was like that with Jacksonville. That was who he was. And the athletes, and today's athlete, it wore thin. The Giant players like Strahan, like Tiki and all these guys, they were not feeling his approach. So there came a point where, the front office was thinking about making a change. They would think about making a change, and he finally decided to lighten up the reins, show, hey, I'm not just a hard ass that's a good coach. I'm a good coach that can adapt to you guys' playing styles and personalities. And he showed that, and it's no coincidence the Giants started becoming a Super Bowl caliber team right after that, and 2 Super Bowls later, the rest is history. Tibbs' stubbornness is a situation he better be careful, because he can't let it do him in. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't think he's going to get another better opportunity to coach. He might coach somewhere else if they decide to part ways in the future. Story for another day. And I'm not by any means advocating for him to be let go. But there's going to be a time where this act is going to wear on the players enough to where they're going to want him out. And I don't want it to get to that point. So he better make adjustments to what he's doing, because now the players are now coming public with what everyone talks and speculates about behind the scenes. Josh Hart is not that kind of guy. He plays. He doesn't believe in that. He loves Tibbs. He loves Tibbs. He's not gonna ever come out public and talk about how he's dogging us on the court with too many minutes. He's not gonna do that. Brunson's not gonna do that. He's a captain. He's old school, and he's just like, hey man, I'm not gonna let that affect me. I'm just gonna lead this team. But other players are gonna keep on chirping. Mikal was the first one. If this continues, hey, it's something that's going to have to get looked at. So at the end of the day, he's going to have to make some adjustments with his playing style, with his in-game adjustments have to get better in the playoffs, and also the playing of the young players. He's got to do it. You don't draft players to have them sit in the bench and spend 2 years in the G League. You got to give them a chance. You got to give him a chance. And now that you see him giving a chance, look at my boy Kohler. Look what he's doing. He's contributing. So hopefully This is a situation, like you said, Cliff, that has the Tom Coughlin effect. From your lips to God's ears. Yes, sir. Let's go Knicks. That's right, baby. That's right. So that's going to do it for today's show. Shout out to everybody who came on the show to chop it up with me. Shout out to Knick Nation. Shout out to the Knicks with another win, 48th win of the season. They're heading towards back-to-back 50-win seasons, man. And tomorrow night's going to be a tough one. We'll see how it goes. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Before I go, I just ask anyone new to the channel, do me a big solid. If you love the New York Knicks, like and subscribe to this channel, Born for Sports, because not just the Knicks, folks, I talk all sports. I talk, as you see, New York Knicks basketball. 7 games left in the season. The playoffs are coming, baby, on deck. You know we're going to get into that. And you know it's only up from there. I talk New York Giants football, big-time Giants fan. It is officially draft month, folks. It's draft month, Giant Nation. We getting closer. A lot of rumors out there, a lot of this, a lot of that. It's Lions season. It's let's talk half-truth season, whatever you want to call it, man. I can't wait for the draft. And the draft show that I will be going live that night is going to be just a tremendous thing. Shout out to the New York Giant fan nation. I talk New York Mets baseball. Baseball season, finally a full go, a full week now. Hey, man, Mets took a L tonight. They're trying to get this lineup going. You know better days are coming. You know it, and I know it. New York Mets fan big time on this side. I talk New York Yankees. I talk New York Jets. I talk Brooklyn Nets. I talk whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Shout out to Knick Nation and everyone out there. Subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Knicks.